are off. It is the 56th episode of the Brave News channel. I'm your host, Shali, and we're here with Rizky. Say hello, Rizky.
Hello, guys. How?
And as you can see, we're not in our usual setting. I have achieved my final form as an e-girl because I'm in my gaming chair with my headset on. And Rizky is at home just having the time of his life, I guess. How are things on your side, Rizky?
Well, I'm kind of enjoying the working from home as well, but sometimes we just want to go out, but I guess at this difficult time, it's best to stay home and get this pass over soon.
Especially when it's thundering and raining outside,
yes,
right?
Yes, it is.
I just heard an amazing booming sound.
It's interesting though. I mean, you don't really hear this kind of thing in office.
Or in a studio, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but this is the reality of the thing. We're both filming from home because we're self-quarantining. We're trying to stay, healthy. We're trying to take care of not only our health, but the health of our loved ones by trying to, distance ourselves as much as possible. So we hope that you guys are as well, and also hope that you are in good health and that your friends and loved ones are also doing well. So, be safe out there, you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, but we do have news for you guys. We do want to share some stuff that way, maybe hopefully lightens the mood a little bit, get some fun going while you have to stay at home. What better thing to do than to play games?
And that's correct.
Yeah, one of the best games to play is obviously Brave Frontier Global. So let's get started with all the content that we have for today. Rizky, can I pass it on to you?
Alright, so as you guys know, our surprise collaboration from last BNC was actually Trigun.
That's right.
So it's going to be, I believe that a lot of the players didn't expect this collaboration to happen, and a lot of our, especially people from our generation, let's say, know about this anime really well, and they were quite surprised and they were quite happy with it. So we have even more surprises for you guys. Basically, for this May, we will be having the additional login campaign, then where you can actually collect reward unit million knives. Just looking at the art there, it's like that's really cool.
He always, he's such a psychopath. So every time that I see him, he like rattles me to the bone. So even his cute like Brave Frontier version, I'm still like, oh my god, he's crazy. But I'm excited to get him as Ian.
Yeah, and not just that. Okay.
Oh my goodness! I think the heavens are excited for Trigun.
Yes. This show gonna be very interesting because there will be a lot of like interesting noises from left and right.
So yeah, apologies in advance, you guys. We are really trying to work with the best that we have right now.
All right. Okay. Going back to the slide again. We will have the daily bounty summon as well. The final week will feature all the collaboration units. So save your bounty card and you can actually get a chance to get all the collab units. And the routine bounty daily dungeon where you can earn additional bounty tickets. So yeah, there are a lot of things, a lot more things to do, especially for the Trigun fans. It's a chance for you to collect all your favorite units. So don't miss this last part of the collaboration.
Yeah, definitely not. I am really I'm saving up my tickets. I'm really hoping that I can get Wolfie on the second round. I got my Vash. I got my Millie. Hi, Doggo. How you doing?
I'm sorry for the.
No. We have a special guest. It's totally fine. This is the reality of working at home. The weather is gonna be terrible sometimes. You're gonna have children running around. If you don't have children, maybe you have a pet running around.
Yep.
This is how committed we are to giving you guys the news. We just want you to understand that we are trying so hard to make this work just so that you can get this information. So I really hope that you guys will just, forgive us for all like the craziness that happens in the background. Just try to, tune it out. And just focus on just like the important stuff. Okay? All right. That's the disclaimer. And luckily my doggo is being quiet right now, but if he decides to have a fit like 5 minutes from now, it's just gonna happen. You know what I mean? So let's keep it moving. Let's go on to the next slide, Risky.
All right. So moving on to the next slide, we are going to have a main level up campaign, which is the half energy on selected Vortex dungeons for the month of May. So that's 1 full month for you guys. Soul's Training Ground 2 times CXP will be extended from 16 April until 6th of May. So for those who want to farm the EXP, it's a chance for you guys to reach that level 999.
Yes.
And we also have the Soul's Training Ground 3 times CXP at later end of the month, which is from 27th of May to 2nd of June. So there are a lot of things that you can actually do in the game, especially in this hard time. We don't know how long will this last. I'm not going to be trying to be pessimist, but I think it might take a little bit more time for us to recover as a whole. Let's see, just as citizens of the world.
It's a struggle. It's a real struggle.
Yeah, it's kind of hard here, but I believe I think if I'm not wrong, by this time by the time the video is posted, Brave Frontier has also made some kind of like a so-called level up campaign or something to help to support the players who kind of like have to stay at home, and you know, like we give like a daily giveaway of materials and items to support the players. So maybe take it in the positive way that by staying at home we are improving the situation, and eventually we can come out of this so-called pandemic.
Yeah,
and
together. We have to rise together by working together from very far away. That's the whole point.
Yes.
Let's all unite in the way that we don't actually come into contact with each other, because that's the only way to stop this. So.
Right. Yeah, so Brave Frontier will also be supporting you guys, so you have a lot of things to play during the month of May and June.
Yes.
All right.
Super excited.
All right, so moving to the next content, maybe we can I can pass it to you, Shelly.
Yes, we're moving on to our next slide, which is about another hero across time. This time from Brave Frontier 2, we have Joshua.
Whoa.
And Joshua is a very young summoner from the Akros Summoners Hall who just happens to be an absolute prodigy. Like, basically anything that has to do with being a summoner, he is more than excellent at. He's an absolute genius in battle. He is, you know, top of the charts. And when he was a rookie, actually he did so many incredible feats and achieved so many things that people stopped being able to keep track. Like, they couldn't keep the list anymore of what it was that he had done at such an early age. And so he got his own division of the Demon Slayers, the Order of Light, pretty early on. He was, I believe, the youngest summoner to ever become commander of a Demon Slayer squadron. So, you know, he's a very, very impressive person. The only way that he lacks anything is when it comes to dealing with other people. Joshua is a very lone wolf type of guy. He does everything at his own time in his own way, and usually very spontaneously. So, like, when he's ready to go, he will just go. He won't wait for orders from anyone, you know, not Carl, not Saria. He's just gonna do his thing, get the job done, and call it a day. And when he has to talk to people, he's a little too honest, he's a little too brutal with his words sometimes, and people are like, okay, like, you're really cool, but I can't like you if you're gonna treat me like this. So, it's a very, you know, interesting situation where if he were just a little bit more friendly, he would be like the perfect package. But, you know, everything has its positives and its negatives, and Joshua is, you know, just another example. But I would say arguably he's probably the most popular out of all the younger summoners in the BF2 arc, at least like from what I've seen in the Japanese side of things. But what do you think about his design?
I think his design doesn't really speak out of his behavior. I mean, like, he looks like you know, like friendly kind of guy, and like people who look up to. I mean, like he is. I mean, like, people looking up to him because of his skill, and he's a prodigy. But well, he reminds me of Syria, but on steroid.
Yeah, Saria's more. At least you get a reaction out of Saria. You know, like she will get angry at you and she'll call you out.
Yeah.
When she's friendly, she is friendly, and sometimes she's actually affectionate.
Mhm.
But Joshua's kind of like, he's closer to like a robot in that aspect, where he can do everything perfectly fine, absolutely like incredible work. But the moment that it comes to dealing with another human, he's like, so what if you die? Like, that's your problem, not mine. You know, that kind of personality is unfortunately not his strong suit. So, but hopefully you guys are looking forward to him coming and joining all the other characters from Brave Frontier 2. I'm always very excited to get new characters to expand on the lore of Brave Frontier. You know, as the lore goddess, that's very exciting. So, all right. Well, moving on to the next slide here. We have Memoir Fragments, Realm of the Gods, another short story based on the Atmosphere arc of characters that we have established over the years. We're going to have story missions, challenge dungeons, farming missions, and a daily dungeon as well. So make sure that you're logging in every day and doing the daily dungeon. That way you don't miss out on whatever it is that it drops. It might be tokens, it might be, you know, farming materials for a sphere. I don't know. We don't know. But just make sure that you're doing it. Daily dungeons are always daily for a reason. You need to be farming them, that's why. Alright. Oh, here we go. You earn some event tokens to redeem Deimos, which we'll be showing in the next slide. And upgrade materials for his Forge Breaker Sphere from the event bazaar. So there you go. I just answered all the questions that I asked myself in the like 2 seconds ago. So make sure that you're doing all of these dungeons to get either tokens or the materials to upgrade the sphere. And of course, the star of the show this time around is gonna be Deimos. And we have Deimos on the next slide here. He is looking buff. He is, do you even lift, bro? Is his phrase, his catchphrase.
I guess he is already. I mean, like he's already buff previously, but the armor was like covering too much in the sense that we don't even know like what his face looks like, and it looks pretty awesome here, like fresh, fresh face kind of Deimos.
Exactly. Well, that is essentially the storyline for this particular Deimos, is getting more in touch with like nature, with who he is at the core of himself, because we know that what brought the atmosphere to its destruction is this obsession with augmentation, right? To like put all these mechanical things and attach them to your body so that you become stronger. This version of Deimos is doing the opposite, in which he's kind of shedding everything and just relying on his own strength and on his own self to prove that he is still just as powerful and still just as worthy of all of the strength that he has. And Thunderborn, he looks pretty Thunderborn to me. he kind of low-key looks like a gladiator / Muay Thai fighter. He's kind of like in between those two, but I think he looks great. Yeah,
it's just interesting point here is his hammer. Well, I mean, if you compare to the original Deimos design, the original design the hammer was ridiculously large. yeah.
I think he's letting go of a lot of things, and one of them was like unnecessary weight. He was like,
yes, that's correct.
I don't need this in my life. I can get something more compact that I can haul around more easily.
That's a positive way of looking at it. I guess it's the 2020 Deimos.
Exactly. Yeah. So maybe the hammer looks a little bit smaller, but maybe the intensity of the hammer, like the material that it is made of, is tougher or like more dense, and maybe it packs a bigger punch. Like, we don't know. You shouldn't ever judge things by their size, because just because something is smaller doesn't mean that it's like, weaker or worse or whatever. So we'll just have to see Deimos in action to find out exactly how strong he is. He looks mighty strong to me, so look forward to him, guys.
And I guess the story will be quite interesting to follow on, I guess.
Yeah.
The short story.
Yeah, it's going to be following the destruction of Atmosphere. When Gazia came and pretty much destroyed everything. Everything is like completely shattered. And then what is it that happens with Cetus and all the other demigods I think it's a continuation of all of that. So make sure that you're playing the story, of course, to expand on the lore so you know why Deimos looks the way that he looks now. Should be fun.
Yep.
Okay, let's move on to the next slide here. We have yet another new unit. Her name is Hypaea. I hope I said that correctly.
Yep.
Hypaea. And before we get into her looks, which look eerily similar to somebody else that I know from this game,
Yes.
to establish her particular background, this is an Altered Destiny summon unit, so you know that already looks very suspicious. But she seems to be of extraterrestrial origin. Like, she's not from Grand Gaia, she's not from El Gaia. She's from somewhere else, and what you see, her physique is basically a shell. And by shell, I mean like a literal shell, because it looks like it's made out of porcelain. And the porcelain is cracked in some places, and underneath you can see that there's just like energy glowing inside. So
This is scary.
yeah, she looks mighty cute and adorable. She doesn't look like she is much of a threat. But if you look at somebody's body and it's cracked in a bunch of places, and what you can see from the inside is not organs, it's just like a collection of energy, I would be scared. Like, I would ruin my pants, if you know what I mean. If I saw something like this next to me, I wouldn't know how to react. But that is Hypaea. She, very mysterious origins. The only thing that we know for sure is that she has somehow left a big impression on the summoner, and maybe the summoner has also left an impression on her, whatever, this unit is. And you have to wonder if it's because she's so crazy similar to
dot.
I mean, is it even? I don't know that there's a connection for sure. I actually don't know. But I mean, if she doesn't remind you of Tillith, I don't know what will. Because she's rainbows galore. The cuteness, the adorable eyes, the innocent face. Everything about her reminds me of Tillith. So, and Tillith is a goddess. She's not necessarily like a human being either. She has a lot of powers that are not human and that can feel like they come from an entirely different world. So, maybe the truth behind the gods and the goddesses is that they were aliens all along. We don't know.
Well, we have to see. I guess the fact that there's no other character that is related to her except for maybe not even related. Like, it's just resembling Tillith, but how the story will unfold.
Yeah.
When she's released, I think I'm really interested to see that.
Yeah, me too. All right. Well, moving on to the last unit that we'll be introducing today. The next slide has Kelsa, who is our Vortex Arena summon for this time around. Now, Kelsa, it represents the rooster, of course. I hope you guys can tell that by her awesome mohawk hair going on.
Yes.
I absolutely love it. I love that it's two-toned. I love that it has that flash of red so that you know that she's the rooster. She doesn't have the weird, like, chin thing. Did they have those, like, the dangly thing?
Yeah, but I mean, technically rooster is a male chicken, but well, never mind.
Well, I mean,
so cool.
Rooster chicken, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the 12 animals of the zodiac.
Yep.
She's the rooster / chicken, and she's here to party, basically. She's also a dancer, kind of like with the snake that we had introduced, like, a few episodes back from BNC. This is a while back already, but she met up with Ryan. Like, they were dancing in the same circles, and people were very impressed by her because she was taking on guys that were like 2 times, 3 times her own size, and just completely pulverizing them. And didn't matter if they were guys or girls. She was just completely destroying them. And it just because not only is she very strong, she's very agile because she's just happens to be very fast. And she's the kind of person who likes to stand out. She likes attention drawn to herself, very much like a rooster. You know, in the morning when the rooster is like making all that noise, he's like, "Hey guys, look at me! Look at how awesome I am! I'm amazing!" Basically, this is what Kelsa is doing. On like a daily. Yeah, she's very much a show off. I believe she likes the spotlight, but that's not all that she is. We have to just get that straight. Like, she's not just some vain person that only loves attention. She's got the skills and the strength to back everything up. So she's truly who she shows that she is. She's not hiding anything from me. Is, I guess, the best way I can put that. What do you think of her design, Risky?
I'm liking her design. I think, especially that rooster hair, it's kind of a hot style. It's really interesting. And she's being the melee fighter. Like a martial art style or something.
Yeah, very that. And
very,
she's got the claws. I'm guessing, chicken scratch.
Like
or roosters, fighting roosters are a thing.
I mean, like, if you just want to try to like fit this rooster into the design, well, I guess our team is really creative to make it such a I don't know, like I would say like a very easy to understand design.
Yes, for sure. The team has done a great job of making all of these Vortex Arena characters resemble the animals that they're supposed to stand for, without having to
too much of it.
Resort, like, she doesn't have a huge tail. Like the rooster to symbolize that she's a rooster necessarily. They've just implemented details here and there to make the inspiration, make the visuals like close enough, but not that it's too like obvious. So it's a great balance of ideas, I think. She looks absolutely great. I love it. And I love all the energy flowing around her as well. It looks really, really cool.
True.
The color scheme is awesome.
Yeah, I was trying to find the word for that, pleasant looking.
It
doesn't give you a vibe of like this is weird combination of human and animal, but it's still pleasant looking.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's it for the units that we're introducing this time around. Risky, do you want to take the next slide?
Yep, sure. So, coming together with the unit Kelsa, we have the Vortex Arena Season 5 Light Showdown preview. So we will have the same rule as the previous one. We have the adjustment of daily and overall rank rewards. The exclusive spheres in overall rank reward. We have the rank 1 to 1,500 to be the Vetrical.
Yeah, I think that's what that is. Vetrical.
Vetrical, yes. And we also have for rank 1,501 to 6,000 will be the Rooster's Flare. So I suppose the Vetrical should be the one on the top, Rooster's Flare on the bottom, and the event Bazaar Rabbit Gusto will be added as well. Yeah, so there you go for the Vortex Arena Season 5. Then stick around for our next section on the question and answer.
That's right, Summoner's Corner coming up next.
Yep.
Alright, it's time for the Summoner's Corner, where you guys ask questions and Risky has all of the answers. Today we have 2 questions, and the first one is from Asanorya Carrots. You guys have the best names. I don't know how you come up with this. But even like the profile picture has a little bit of like a carrot thing going on, if I'm looking at it correctly. So that's really adorable. Carrot says, "Hi, I would like to ask if new seasonal units will be released throughout the year, just like last year, like such, like holidays or season. If we can expect any new units. And thank you guys for your hard work." Well, thank you for always playing and supporting our game. But Risky, what can you spill any beans? Do you have any information for that far down the line this year?
Yeah. So I guess our players are familiar with the tradition in Brave Frontier. Wherever we have the seasonal celebration, we always come out with most of the time we always come up with a new character, new seasonal units. So in this next seasonal unit, which is the Brave Summer, coming next month, we are actually going to put a fresh summary spin on existing units that are already familiar to our summoners. I can roughly guess that, but I don't want to spoil.
I actually don't know anything about this.
Are you sure?
So I don't think I have seen anything.
Yeah.
So this might be completely new to me as well.
Yeah. So I guess it's
I'm
going
gonna
to
have to dig around.
it's going to be very exciting. I mean, when you talk about summer, there are only a few possibilities, especially when it's within the anime world.
Oh yeah, we've got our anime nerds out here. Yep. We live in the life. I mean, I'm one of them, so.
Me too.
I understand.
So I guess I'll leave the player to guess it, but and maybe you can also come up with the name of the existing character who will get this summary touch.
I can't think of. I mean, we have so many characters.
So many.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited regardless. So. So it's safe to say that at least for the summer, we can definitely expect some holiday themed units or season themed units to come out. Yes?
That's correct.
Okay. Very excited. Can't wait to see who it is because I really don't know. Okay, so let's move on to the next question then. And the next question is by Carlos Diaz. Carlos wants to know, I think the question here is a little bit confused. Like the it's not written out in a very clear way, so we kind of like retranslated the question to make sense out of it, and we think Carlos wants to know, can the mystery frog be used on all units, you know, regardless of their type, including reward units that are set to Lord type? I think that's what he's trying to ask. Do you have an answer for him, Rizky?
Yeah. Well, actually, there were a concern in the past that reward unit need to or have to be a Lord type. But I think after the consideration, well, we kind of like divert a little bit, and we think that it's okay for even for the reward it needs to be of a different type. So Mystery Frog, yes, the answer is yes. Mystery Frog can be used in these reward units or units that are gotten from the bazaar. But our team has some tip for you guys as well. So basically, it's good to have a variety of types in your squad so that you can enjoy the full bonus type skill. Especially when we introduce this feature, there is this new thing called the squad buff effects that each unique type will have the different buff types. So imagine if you're using all Lord type unit of all anima unit, you only have one kind of buff types, and do note that this buff does not stack, meaning that if you have 5 animas, you only get the advantage of getting one buff. Yeah. So right now we are kind of like moving away with people used to have this rainbow squad or mono elemental squad. Now we are actually going to strategize even further with various type of unit type.
I see.
So,
yeah, because for a little bit the unit type kind of became irrelevant. A lot of people were just like, oh, I got an anima, so I'm good. Like, nobody cared anymore.
About the rest.
But now we're trying to bring back that meta and make it mean something with these extra buffs. So that's really interesting. You know, bringing back life to like old concepts that are super classic Brave Frontier content.
Yes. In fact, I guess unit type is quite overlooked. As what you mentioned earlier, a lot of players at the start of the game they go for breaker type, and after that, at one point of time, anima become like a must to get. Yeah. Now you can even have a Rex if you are lucky enough to get it. Yeah. Or so I think it's good, and this is basically opening a lot more opportunity to create unique dungeon or contents.
Yeah, very exciting to see how new things come from old things and become relevant again. It's fun to just add a little bit more into the soup and just see how it tastes after.
That's right.
Definitely. All right, but I think those are the 2 questions that we had for today, and that is all that we have to share with you guys. We hope that you're excited for the Trigun collaboration. When I heard that we were having it, I was absolutely ecstatic because I love Trigun. You know, I'm an old anime person. I don't watch anime these days as much as I used to, but you know, Trigun era is basically like my jam. And every single time that Brave Frontiers had a collaboration, like 95% of the time, it's already something that I was absolutely in love with before I ever worked on the project. So I don't know. I do feel like I'm not necessarily like pushing these, just so you know. Like I'm not the one person that was like, hey, what about Trigun collab? That's not me. Just so that we're clear. It just so happens that I guess maybe when similar minds get together, everybody thinks that, you know, the one thing might be a good idea, and I'm just like, oh my god, yes, I totally support this idea. Then, yeah, I don't know. It's really, really exciting that we get all these awesome collaborations. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. Anything else to add from your side, Rizky, before we say goodbye?
No, I think we are good for the update for this month. I think stick around for the next update in like for the June highlights, so that you can get some more information about that summer unit and summer content.
Okay, then I'll be paying attention too, because I really don't know, and I'm really curious now.
I'm curious as well.
Alright, well that does it for us, guys. Please take good care of yourselves, keep your health in mind, whatever you do, you know, your life is very precious. Take good care of yourselves and your loved ones, and we will see you on the next episode. Bye!
Bye-bye!